That's sap turning into ice. It's really cool. The sap is still running, but it's so cold out that it's starting to freeze. But the tree is still sucking the sap up from the ground. The tree itself is warm, but the hole that is tapped into the tree that causes the sap to run out is meeting a temperature out here that's about 26 degrees all of a sudden. It was about 45 earlier. And that's what happens. It just starts to freeze. And then pretty soon, if I left the camera on here, in about 2 or 3 hours, it's just going to be this long icicle. It's so cool. And it actually tastes slightly sweet if you eat it like an icicle. Like a popsicle. Collecting sap on this full moon. Behind the clouds now a little bit. It's actually not quite full. We'll be full at about 5:30 this morning. So if I'm boiling sap all night, maybe I'll get a shot of it before I go in to get ready to go to work. It's like the one day of the year where I go to work on no sleep because there is so much sap. We have collected about 4 full 32-gallon containers. 5. So that's 5 times 30 is 150 gallons of sap. And divided by 40 gallons, it takes 40 gallons to make 1 gallon of syrup. So 40 to 1 ratio, that leaves about, let's see, 150 divided by 40 is about 4 gallons of syrup waiting to be boiled down. And there's about 2 gallons worth of sap that's been boiled almost all the way down that I have to take off the main pan and put into the finishing pan. And then that will be ready to be jugged possibly by about 3 o'clock this morning if I last that long. And there's a beautiful shot of the full moon between the clouds. It's gorgeous, calm March 26th evening. Last year at this time it had gotten up to 80 degrees already, so my fear of global warming, the panic has gone down just slightly because of this great late March we've had, which creates a wonderful sap season. Because once it warms up enough that the buds start to come out on the trees, the chemistry of the sap changes. It gets real bitter, and the sap gets cloudy and kind of, in some trees it gets yellowish, and it tastes kind of bad, and it makes a super dark syrup that's like molasses. So at that point I pretty much call it quits. I mean, I like dark syrup. In fact, I've never ever not enjoyed the syrup I made at the very end of the season, but it is like a dark, dark, dark. It's still good on oatmeal. So it's been a slow season getting started, but fortunately gave me some time for the wood that was wet that I put into the sap house, some time to dry out, and right now it's burning like beautifully. I mean, it's burning really good. So I can't complain. I got a nice hot fire and nothing but time on my hands to enjoy this wonderful late March weather here in Bern, New York. So whatever you're doing tonight, get outside and check out this full moon if you can. And so this is Dwight Brown signing off.